Hello everyone, my name is Daniela Junieles, and with my partner Juan Camilo Remolina, we are pleased to share with you our bachelor thesis called Program for Strengthening Communicative Competences in English for the Administrative Staff of the Company Temporing S.A. This research project was focused on analyzing the impact of an English intervention for the administrative staff of a company named Temporing S.A. located here in Bucaramanga, which offers personal for covering occasional jobs according to the client's expectations. We are aware that English has become a crucial element for every single professional profile, and we came up with the idea of an English training process based on ESP pedagogy that help learners to obtain positive results and to be more fluent and competent in a foreign language. Therefore, our general objective was to strengthen the communicative competences of the administrative staff regarding their English use for improving and developing their commercial field. And the specific objectives were connected to first, concentrate the curricular program in the topics of job profile, service offerings, and basic English in relation to business for improving their oral skills, and second, to determine if the intervention improves or not the communicative competences of the participants. For this study, we used a mixed method design to collect both quantitative and qualitative data. The quantitative part was integrated by a virtual survey with the administrative staff, which allow us to adapt and design the material and test to the learner's level. Consequently, the qualitative part was divided into a pre-test and post-test, which will report us if the intervention had an effect on them. It has to be said we divided the program into 14 weeks and 4 stages that correspond to the virtual survey, the pre-test, the intervention that lasted around 10 weeks with the participants, and at the end the post-test. In the case of the virtual survey, it contains 14 questions regarding demographic questions and the use of English. For example, in figure 1 is presented the age of the participants that oscillated between 22 to 57 years old, and in figure 2, it's classified their English level that was estimated between A1 to B1. However, their English level was below of what we expected since they only have a basic knowledge of the language. Also in table 1 is presented the role or position of the participants inside the company, and in table 2 is presented the answers to the activities or grammatical structures suggested for the intervention, which were taken into account for the English sessions. Finally, we asked learners other questions that included if they can communicate clear ideas in English, their English use at work, and their difficulties for speaking in a L2.
As my partner said before, we implemented 2 tests. One was at the beginning of the intervention that we call pre-test, and the other one was at the end, which we called post-test. The idea of having 2 tests was to compare them at the end of the intervention, for us to analyze and to determine the progress of every single participant. The questions that we include in those tests were the same. We didn't change any question in those tests because the idea was to analyze the progress, to see the different answers at the beginning and at the end. For example, and as you can see in the poster, we designed a table in which you can notice the different answers participants gave us. For example, to the question, I would like to know personal information about you, participant 3 in the pre-test said, I resident Provenza, Bucaramanga. I love 3 dogs. I am ingeniera agroindustrial. And in the post-test, some things changed. So she replied, I live in Provenza. I have 3 dogs. I am agroindustrial engineer. E. I work in tempering. So as you can see, we have an improvement. Despite of the use E in Spanish, we could notice a progress. Another example is the one that participant number 1 gave us. In the pretest to the answer, I would like to know personal information about you, participant 1 said, I am contable technology. And in the post-test, she said, I am accounting technologist. It has to be mentioned that the different vocabulary that they used was covered during all the different lessons that we had at the Company Temporing S.A. It was evident the improvement that participants demonstrated at the final test, since they were able to satisfactorily complete the whole interview without leaving aside any question. Taking advantage of the significant material and instructions given in the course of the intervention, participants could prove to themselves that when being part of an English environment that constituted personal and professional interests, people can reach the goals they want. However, we could conclude that if we would have had more time to develop this intervention, the results would be better regarding the speaker abilities. It must be said that this intervention was conducted in a time of 10 weeks, 2 hours and 40 minutes per week, in the middle of a chaotic year in which the normal sequence of life has been interrupted. Finally, we want to thank you for being part of this, for watching this video, and for being there for us if we will require your help. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching our video poster. The main references are situated at the end of it. Goodbye.